Okay, so I just got done watching the new episode of The Walking Dead, Them. But first things first, can we just talk about last week real quick on Tyrese? Was kind of mad that, he's gone, but it just goes to show, I guess, is the best way of putting it, how tough he is if this was a real life situation. Like, he gets bit in the forearm and a huge chunk rips off, and if this was any of us in a real life situation, we all would have bled out to death, but he hung on forever. And I mean, that just shows how tough he was, and then they chop his arm off, and it's like, at that point, I would have just said, you know what, just cut my head off, because if you're going to take my arm, I'm a goner anyways. So I think tonight, the two characters that I probably want to focus, maybe three characters that I want to focus on the most is Sasha, Daryl, and also Father Gabriel. And I kind of have this feeling all the group together, I feel like they're really down on their luck, and they want to get to DC. But I think Sasha, I have this thing that I think that she's just going to go nuts eventually and maybe either off somebody in the group, maybe off herself. I don't want to predict this, but, because I'm terrible at predictions, because I always like to amp up the story in my head, and then when it doesn't come true, I'm like, well, I liked my version better. But anyways, there's just something that was a little off or something about Sasha on this episode. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But with Father Gabriel, I mean, when he took his collar off and he threw it into the fire, is it like him giving up his faith? But at the same time, it was, when all the rain came down and he said, I'm sorry, Lord, whatever it was. And I want to say that maybe later he's going to try to, rescue himself with God and give himself up to save the rest of the group. I kind of see that happening. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I see that. But, with Daryl, when he's breaking down, I mean, this dude he's a tough guy as well. And when you just see him breaking down and then he puts the cigarette out on his hand and it's like nothing to him, that just goes to show how broken of a person that he could be, I think that might be my future prediction. And then at the very end, this Aaron dude shows up out of nowhere. First off, never trust this guy, because nice clothes and all that stuff. Where'd he come from? What's his story? What's he all about? And is he going to take them to DC? I don't know. Do I want to trust him? Probably not, because, he might say, oh, I'm going to help take you to DC, but he really means downtown Cleveland, which could pretty much be as worse as what they're going through right now. I don't know. So we're just going to have to wait and see till next week, and that's going to be my predictions with everything. And, we'll have to tune in next week. Thanks.